Yo, it's Jumpman T with Twitch Source TV. I'm back again. Turn me up in your headphones, loud and clear for the people in the background. Week two, and we come into a fresh week. 16 more games. And it's a primetime game, in case you didn't know. This is our first primetime game in like 2 years? So thank you, Kirk Cousins. Thank you, new GM, for bringing in these extra players to start giving us some more pivotal primetime games. But now we must take advantage of it, right? We must go up there and build off of that loss we did in Steelers at home last week. We got to come out there and show who's boss. This is a team that's supposed to go to the championship each year. They're building a dynasty. And what do when you're trying to build a dynasty? You go out and take over a dynasty win. That's what you do on the road. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, keep going the algorithm. We're going to do the matchup preview and some keys to victory for the Falcons. So appreciate your support as always. If you'd like to donate, hit my Cash App, $ Twitch Torch TV, or hit up the website for new merch on twitchtorchtv.com. Let's get to it though, right? Monday night. We got Saquon back into prime time. He had 3 touchdowns last week, over 100 yards. A touchdown on a real route out of the backfield. So Barkley's back, right? And he's with a lot of pieces on the opposite side of the ball. Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Smith, speed. A lot of speed out there. And they have Dotson as a third receiver as well. But the keys for us, though, right? The keys to us for this matchup, though, right? Get the running game going. That's with both players. That's with Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson. They got to touch the rock. Last week, I think Bijan had almost 18 carries, if I'm not mistaken. He had 18 carries, for 68 yards, 3.8 yards a carry. Tyler Algier, 3 carries for 21 yards, averaging 7 yards a carry. The running game must be the factor, right? You look at how the Eagles had guarded the run last week. Josh Jacobs from the Raiders, he had 16 carries for 84 yards. Emmanuel Wilson had 4 carries for 46 yards. Emmanuel Wilson had 11 yards per carry. Josh Jacobs was averaging 5 yards per carry. And Jalen Reed had the end of round, 1 carry for 33 yards. As a team, 21 carries for 163 yards, 7.8 yards a carry, and 1 TD. 1 TD. So what that tells me is Bijan Robinson better be the go factor. Tyler Algier better be the go factor. We got to get the momentum started early, guys. And with those two backs, I'm telling you, they can take over a game and keep a game rolling. The Eagles, they're a good defense, but they can be had. Braun had the linebacker, the speedy linebacker. He had 15 tackles last week. So I'm anxious to see how that matchup goes. But we gotta attack, man. Bijan Robinson, he has to be able to be used out of the backfield as well. He also had 43 yards catching the ball at the backfield. You got to motion Bijan around, man. You got to motion Bijan around and get mismatches to be able to take over versus this linebacking core. You saw they can be had in the run game. They also can be had in the pass game on some occasions. So when you get your chance, you got to take it. You get your chance, you got to take it, especially with the running back. Bijan is a big factor. Let's get to it, though. Falcons O-line versus Eagles pass rushers. What did they have? They had like 2 sacks last week. No, they only had 1 sack last week. Okay. But we all know. Zach Brown had both the sacks, though. That's crazy. So Zach was around the whole field. He was making tackles for losses. He had 1 tackle for loss. QB hits 2 and 11 solo tackles. So we got to make sure we got a hat on him every time, guys. When they're sending that blitz, we got to take advantage of it. And look, Kelly McGregor, Chris Lindstrom, Jake Matthews, Drew Dalton, y'all got to be held accountable. We don't need nobody touching Kirk Cousins this week, guys. We don't need nobody close to Kirk Cousins. We need him to feel comfortable as possible at this point. So y'all need to be calling y'all reads out, letting us know where the blitzes are coming from, especially if they're sending linebacker blitzes so Kirk Cousins can adjust and maybe move a tight end to the correct side or move the running back to the correct side to pick up that pass protection. But we got to keep the pocket clean for Kirk Cousins to even think to make plays this week, guys. He has to feel comfortable. Avoid maybe even doing some play action boots, rollouts to maybe change the way he's planning to throw to avoid Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, and Braun. We need to move him off the launching point. Different angles has to be this week, guys. We cannot just sit there and pistol and shotgun and just let them attack. That's too easy and that's too predictable. And especially if we're going to be on the road where the right guard has to tap the center, then you're letting everybody on the line know when the ball's being hyped. So we got to be a lot more better when it comes to reading what the defense wants to do when it comes to us on offense, guys. We got to be better at that. Got to be better at that. But we know what we really want to talk about, right? We know what we really want to talk about. Let's get to what we really care for, right? Let's get to what we really care for. Eagles wide out versus Falcons secondary. AJ Terrell struggled last week. He gave up like 6 catches for 85 yards. All 85 yards wasn't on him with Pickens, but most of it was. AJ Brown comes to town. We go to the Eagles, of course. 5 catches for 119 yards last week, and he played mostly Alexander, one of the best cornerbacks for the Packers. He's a good talent. He had a pick as well, but the guy had 10 targets. 5 catches of 119 yards on 10 targets. That tells me is he had one big play, and he did. He scored on a big post play, if I'm not mistaken. But 10 targets, that means Alexander kind of had him in a good tight hell for most of the game, except for that play. And I'm sure that's usually when the games got wide open as well. They got Devontae Smith, 7 catches for 84 yards, averaging 12 yards a catch. That's a great game for him. He had 8 targets, so he was consistent. 7 catches off of 8 targets is consistency. Sheesh. Then they had Dallas Goedert, the tight end, but I'm not really worried about tight ends when you have safeties that we do. So this is going to be key for us, guys. And I think the big thing for us, this is Jesse Bates and Simmons' game. They're going to have to be on the same pattern. We're going to have to be talking to AJ Terrell. Sometimes we're going to have to double coverage Devontae or AJ at times. Pick and choose sometimes on third down, depends on who's making plays. We have to adjust late. We got to adjust. We cannot just leave people on the islands and let them pick whatever they want. No. Blitz as well. Blitz the QB. I want to see stunt blitz. I want to see A-gap blitzes by the linebackers. I saw one wrinkle you did that I like. You had Ellis motion up to the outside and move Matthew Judon inside, and they rushed on the same side. I said that was going to happen, guys. I told you that was going to happen the other day. I told y'all. We need that. That's something you need on this defensive side of the ball. You have to make some adjustments to force Jalen Hurts to throw turnovers. One thing we know about Jalen Hurts, right? Turnover machine. The first 45 games, 19 INTs. The last 18 games, 17 INTs. He had 2 last week versus the Packers in Brazil. So this guy's a turnover machine. Threw 15 INTs in 23. So when we get turnovers, we have to adjust and make plays. That's why I'm saying my boy Simmons and Jesse Bates, this is a big-time game for y'all. This is a big-time game for y'all. Like, I can't sugarcoat it or not. Like, we need y'all to step up big. We need y'all to step up big. Simmons and Bates, we need y'all to step up big. We need turnovers this week, guys. What did Jesse Bates had 6 tackles, and he was all around the field. He was flying around the field. Justin Simmons had 3 tackles, 1 pass defense. This is key for y'all, man. AJ Terrell, I need you to bounce back. And one thing we know about AJ, I will say this. I don't want to lie on him. One thing we know about AJ, when he has a struggling game one week, he tends to come back and clamp stuff up. So we need you to clamp this one up. AJ and Pickens is kind of like the same type of receiver. I think AJ has a little bit more smoother, better routes. But you got to get your hands on these receivers, bro. You got to get physical on these receivers. I need you to look at that Mike Evans game last year versus Tampa. The last one, when they came to Atlanta, how you clamped him up, how you pressed coverage and made sure you got hands on him to discourage the route or change the route. Slow the timing up for Hurts. Hurts' problem is when people change the timing up, when they starting to send blitzes, you got to trust it. Trust what you have in front for. Trust what you're doing in the back end. AJ, you will make plays. I'm telling you. They're going to give you chances. But you got to redirect his route. You cannot let him get easy routes off like you did versus Pickens. It didn't look crazy because you didn't touch him. These players are too talented now, bro. but not in college. Those players are too talented for you to play like that. So we need you to do that for sure. Regarding Devontae, I think Phillips, I think Hughes. Hughes had a hell of a game tackling last week, guys. He made a lot of tackles in the backfield in the run game. So I'm anxious to see how the coverage is going to be. This game, they're not waiting. They're going to go downfield. They're going to go downfield, guys. So we need to be prepared. Whoever you're going to play on a double, go ahead and discuss that. We got to communicate in the back end. We got to communicate. We ran a lot of cover 3 last week. I think that will be switched up. It'll be a lot of more man press, 2-man under, cover 2. We're going to see a lot more of that because these guys like to go throw the ball down the field. But as far as that front 7, hold on. Saquon Barkley versus the Falcons front 7. I think we did a great job stopping the run last week, guys. Pittsburgh had 41 carries for 137 yards. That's a lot of carries. Najee Harris had 20 carries for 70 yards, average 3.5 yards a carry. Cordell Patterson, 4 carries, 13 yards. Justin Fields, 14 carries, 57 yards. Jalen Warren, 2 carries for 7 yards. We gotta keep that. We gotta slow Saquon Barkley down, bro. We cannot let him take over this game. We have to stop the run early, so that way they become one-dimensional, and then we can just play coverage, and you can let Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons loose. But we got to stop Saquon Barkley. I think Grady Jarrett had a hell of a game last week as well, guys. He was in the backfield a lot. Nate Landman was in the backfield a lot. I just want to say that Ellis had 9 tackles. Mike Hughes had 7 tackles, 3 tackles for loss. Nate Landman had 7 tackles. Bates had 6. Troy Anderson had 6. Grady Jarrett had 3 tackles, right? 1.5 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 3 QB hits. 3 QB hits. I want to make sure y'all understand that. 3 QB hits. So we got to make sure we trust this, man. We got to get to the QB. And one thing we got to do, contain our rushing lanes, guys. Contain our rushing lanes. We cannot let Jalen Hurts on some plays just get loose. And he doesn't like to run. He don't care to run too much. He does not care to run too much. But what he does is he picks up third downs when you need him to, don't he? Jalen Hurts takes off at the craziest time to pick up the third downs. Quick, you be like, damn, where you come from? Yeah, he picked up on you already. You already let him pick up the third down. What you want to do? He got you. That's how Jalen Hurts is. So we gotta make sure we prepare for that and stopping that early, guys, for sure. Stop that early on the track. Back to the O. Right? I definitely need to see Drake London get some plays, guys. This is the fact that I'm asking for this is outrageous. The fact that it keeps happening this way is outrageous too. Like, come on, bro. Give Drake London the football and take advantage of matchups, right? Quentin Mitchell is a young corner. He's a rookie. Just got drafted from Toledo, 6 feet. Drake London 6'4". Give him some opportunities, guys. I think Quentin Mitchell can do a little jumping, but I need us to take chances. When you have these type of weapons, you have to let them go up and get the ball. You have to target them for them to make plays. Simple as that. Simple as that. Target them and give them opportunities to make plays. Especially if he's on Quentin Mitchell. I think Slay is Slay is their best corner. I don't think he really travels like that. He usually stays on the left-hand side. So I can see Drake doing a lot of motions, a lot of traveling this week, and getting some tight matchups. If you get this matchup, attack this matchup. Guys. Drake has to make plays. Preferably the 20-yard comebacks, 25-yard comebacks. Can Kirk Cousins step into the throws this week? I saw in practice he was doing he was taking snap under the center this week. So I guess the wrinkle's coming for the play action, right? We're gonna see it. Come on, OC. Come on, Robinson. Come on now, champ. We can do better. Let's see some work out there now. Come on now, respectfully. Let's see some out there. But yeah, so take advantage of this matchup as well, man. We got to see that. And last but not least, Kyle Pitts versus safety CJ Gardner. Kyle Pitts scored the first touchdown and only touchdown of the game last week. He was wide open for a touchdown. It was on the play where he got open and took off for 18 yards, but it was called back through the hands to the face by Jake Matthews. So we got to get Kyle Pitts the ball, bro. The play action is working. You leave Kyle Pitts in the tight end splits, so that way we can get some routes versus linebackers and potentially CJ Gardner. Stop lining them up versus corners. Corners are fast. I don't understand it, especially if you're not gonna throw no fade routes or back shoulder routes. There's no purpose of lining him out there. I don't see the purpose of that. Get some easier receptions, crossing routes. Get the guy going early and let his speed show. Straight up and down. CJ Gardner's a great tackle. I think he's good coverage and space. But if you can take advantage of him sometimes. He just come back from injury. So I want to see how he does. Let's see if we can get some good matchups, either versus Gardner or versus the other safety they have. The other safety, he's been making a lot of plays too. What's his name? Reed Blankenship. He had an INT last year. He had 3 INT. He had an INT last week and 3 INTs last year. So I'm anxious to see how this matchup goes. But all in all, bro, we gotta protect Kirk Cousins. I think Kirk Cousins is already frustrated by the loss, and he's gonna come out and try to make some plays this week. I can see that. So I'm looking at it being a close game. The Eagles defense can be had. They gave him 160 yards last week on the ground. We have a great running game. Trust the process. I don't care if Bijan's getting 3 yards a carry. Trust the process. Keep running the fucking football because the play action is gonna work. Bijan's gonna break one, and it's gonna be like and that switch gonna turn on. I'm looking at this game being 28-24, a good Monday night game. I got us winning 28-24. I know we didn't score that much last week, but the Steelers defense is way different from the Eagles. The Steelers defense is way different from the Eagles, guys. Let's not do that. The Eagles are young. They don't have Fletcher Cox and Hassan Reddick no more like that. So it's a bunch of new talent. So I think our line is going to step up. They're mad. They're angry. They're going to step up this week and maul some jokers over. 28-24 Falcons, Monday Night Football. Appreciate you guys, man. Shouts out to you. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, keep on the algorithm. Leave your score predictions. And the reason why I'm saying we win this game, because we can't go down 0-3. The Chiefs game is going to be up. So we need to build some confidence to go to week 3 on that Sunday night. Appreciate the support, guys. Jumpman T, Twist Torch TV. Jumpman T, Twist Torch TV. Peace.